Michigan right now has over 109,000 green jobs, comprising 3% of overall private sector employment in Michigan, and that we see those jobs growing. So, to put a fine point on it, part of the report, we identified 358 firms that are green-related firms that we know are in Michigan doing this work. And so we analyzed those firms. From 2005 to 2008, those green-related firms in Michigan grew 7.7% at a time when overall private sector employment demand was shrinking 5.4%, a huge gap. The renewable energy companies among those 358 firms grew 30%. So green jobs are here. They're a small part of the economy, but they're growing, and they're a very important part of our future. Other good news in the report is that green jobs are good jobs. They are good paying jobs. In 13 of the 15 green sectors studied in the jobs, in the report, the jobs paid above average for Michigan, and in many of them they paid well above average. So we have good jobs, we have a growing sector, and finally, a significant part of this whole sector is about entrepreneurship. Over 70 of those 358 companies are new companies since 2005, Van. So it's a hotbed of entrepreneurial activity, and with the public policy leadership from the Obama administration and Governor Granholm, we expect these jobs to grow a lot in the future.
We have not had innovation in our energy sector for decades. Some would say longer than decades. I mean, we're using petroleum, we're using oil. Do you know why we started using oil? Why we started using petroleum? Because we ran out of whales, okay? We ran out of whales. We used to use whale oil, ran out, now we use petroleum. So we're still in the post-whale oil era when it comes to powering our vehicles. The problem has been that we've had innovation stifled for too long in our energy sector. Part of what the President's energy proposal is about is doing those things that will make the clean forms of energy the profitable forms. That's his commitment. And so putting a cap on the amount of pollution we can put in our atmosphere is a big step in that direction. But once you put that cap there, once you say you can't pollute for free, then everybody has an incentive to come up with new products, new technologies, new services, new ways to do things cleaner, greener, smarter. That is what America is great at. Now you're putting our energy sector back into our innovation sector. And we just saw in the past 15 years what happens when you get the rules right. And places like Michigan will be the places that build all this stuff if we do it right.
Basically, we have tremendous wind capacity. We have offshore and onshore. We have tremendous manufacturing capacity. We have a huge percentage of all the tool and die capacity in the whole United States. We have a tremendous work ethic, great workers, the biggest concentration pound for pound of engineers of any state, and tremendous universities and actually community colleges to train workers at high levels and low. So for example, we have launched a Green Mobility Academy with all of our big three plus other auto companies and suppliers and all of our universities involved in engineering in Southeast Michigan. So Michigan State and so forth, but also at Wayne State, but also Lawrence Tech and Kettering and so on and so forth. And we are putting together through that the training that the companies need for the hybrid and electric vehicle engineers that they want. And they say they're going to need 500 of them over the next few years. So, I think we have tremendous capacity on multiple fronts to meet the challenges that Van is talking about.
The main vulnerability in terms of solar and wind is sometimes it's dark and sometimes the wind ain't blowing, right? So I don't have to be too technical here. And so, so then, is your house going to be dark? You know, what's going to happen? Well, the answer is storage. If you can store up all that solar energy when the sun is shining and then use it at night, or store up all that energy at night when the wind is blowing and then use it during the day, then you suddenly made solar much more attractive. You made wind much more attractive, but we've not focused on the storage. And no governor has focused on the storage, except George. And that genius on her part lines up perfectly with what the Department of Energy is doing under Barack Obama. He's also focusing on this question of how do we jumpstart R&D. So there's literally billions of dollars in our recovery package for advanced battery technology. So you see this synergy between the genius of Barack Obama, the genius of Governor Granholm, the federal desire to see real breakthroughs, and the capacity for breakthroughs here. But Michigan has, and the industrial heartland, has a particular role to play in meeting Barack Obama's challenge to this country to, first of all, go back to building rather than borrowing to move our country forward, and also to do so in a way that respects the earth.